Welcome to this walkthrough of the Simply Mask data scrambling solution for Oracle Fusion. In this demo, I'll show how organizations can mask data after cloning the live environment. The slide on my screen shows the end-to-end masking process. The process starts with creating a service user, followed by an optional step to review the data before masking. In step 3, we extract the IDs from Oracle Fusion that will be used by the masking process. Step 5 is where we run the masking program, which can keep a log of all updates made in Oracle Fusion. If you want to disable logging, the logging option can easily be disabled. Finally, the masking process generates a summary of the updates performed. The last step is optional, where the user can review the masked data. I will start with the service user creation step. Simply Mask provides a one-step process to create a user specifically for masking. If your organization already has a process to create a service user, you can skip this step. The main inputs for service user creation are a username with ITSM access and a JSON file containing the service user details. In the command prompt, I've entered the command to create the user. This command references the JSON file. Let me open the JSON in Notepad. The JSON contains the basic details required to create the person and user records, along with the data access that needs to be assigned. In our demo environment, we have over 170 business units, so all business units are listed in the JSON. Let me execute the command and enter the password for my username. You can see the progress in the log, starting with the person record. Once the person record is created, the person number is displayed in the log. In the next few steps, the process will assign the required roles and the data access needed for the masking process. After completion, you can see the summary, including the person number, username, and other details. This concludes step 1 in the process flow. Again, if you already have a process to create a service user account, you can skip this step. The next step is to review data before masking. As part of the standard offering, Simply Mask includes reports that can be run to review data both pre- and post-masking. We have one report for customer data and another for supplier data. For this demo, instead of running the report, I'll navigate to a supplier record. I'll open Supplier ABC Consulting and copy the supplier number into Notepad. We'll come back to this supplier after we run the masking process. Let's go back to the process flow. Step 3 is to run the ID extract report. This is one of the most important steps in the process. In this step, we extract the required IDs from Oracle and feed the report to the masking program to perform the required obfuscation. I have already executed this report. Let me open the CSV file. This output contains only the IDs that will be consumed by the Simply Mask process. The report includes IDs for both customer and supplier data. Let me scroll down to the supplier section. You can see supplier-related IDs starting with SUPP. Next, I'll upload this CSV report to OCI. To do that, I'll navigate to the bucket and upload the CSV file. The file is now uploaded to OCI. Let's review the process flow. We've now completed step 4. Step 5 is to run the actual masking process. I'll go back to the console and execute the masking program. As parameters, I've specified the environment URL, the service user's username, and a parameter called clean data. By default, clean data is set to true. This means that after the masking process completes, the program deletes all execution logs and other generated files immediately. Let me run the program. You can see the first step is to download the ID file from the OCI bucket to the local working area for processing. Next, the process asks for the service user password. Let me enter the password. The next message asks me if I want to perform a fresh execution. I'll enter F and continue. The masking process is now active. While the process runs, let me show a few details related to the Simply Mask process. On the right-hand side, you can see the files managed by the current Simply Mask execution. The program copies the ID file and splits it into separate supplier and customer files. It also creates a SQLite database, which contains a detailed log of all operations performed by Simply Mask. When submitting the process, if clean data is set to true, all these files will be deleted immediately after execution completes. Finally, let me show the files in the masked data folder. This folder contains dummy party names, addresses, and person names in CSV format. Let me open the party file from my local folder. This file contains masked party names that will be used for the party name field. Similarly, the names file contains first and last names used during masking. Let me go back to OCI and check the progress. The process is complete, and I can see the summary at the bottom of the screen. The summary clearly shows the objects modified and the success percentages. You can also see failures. The failures could be due to various reasons. As part of the implementation, Simplified Loader may also provide recommendations on how to resolve these errors. Let's review the process flow again. We have now completed step 7. The final step is to review the masked data. You can do this for all transactions by running the report. For the demo, let's review the same supplier record that we checked earlier. Let me search for the same supplier number. You can see the supplier name has changed from ABC Consulting to Motion Trust. This concludes the demo of the out-of-the-box Simply Mask solution. I hope you liked the demo. We also offer personalized demos with detailed insight into the Simply Mask process. Please contact us to arrange one.